another episode of Bay Area Boxing Talk. I think this is episode 13. All right, in today's we're just basically gonna talk about the latest rumors surrounding the fight that we hope we could get, and I'm gonna break that down, and I'm gonna break down and kind of analyze what Steven Espinosa says, because I'm a good judge of character and I can kind of read between the lines. And like I said, Steven Espinosa is my man's real good dude. Like I said before, that interview he did with me back in April got a lot of views. So, shout out to Steven Espinosa, like I said. Okay, so Steven Espinosa responded on his social media, I think it was Twitter, basically saying that some of these reports that he hearing is laughable, and saying things like this take time. Okay, well, I'm about to present something to y'all, and this is gonna have y'all scratching y'all head why I believe to a certain degree that's a little bit of cap, based on the fact that Steven Espinosa is even responding to people just like Errol Spence responded to people. That kind of shows me that, like I said before, that I think this fight is far from being finished. Now, if it's announced tomorrow, then I'll come back and say I was wrong. But like I said before, and I'm going to present some other facts to y'all that nobody thought about. Okay. To me, Steven Espinosa shouldn't even be bothered responding to us. Once again, if us internet guys don't have an impact, or we putting out cap, then why are you responding to us? Somebody need to ask that question. Why is Steven Espinosa even responding to what's being said on social media? He shouldn't even be worried about what other people are talking about. They should be trying to do what we want them to do, and that's to make this fight. But it doesn't seem like, the needle is moving. Or if it's moving, it's slightly moving. Okay, you guys, let's just keep it 100. And I'm going to break all this down: the fight date, negotiations, this so-called contract that's been offered to Terrence Crawford. And I'm going to also explain to y'all why that's a lowball offer. 3 fights, $14 million. Because see, like I said, I'm not like these kiss asses, and I'm not like these dummies that sit up here just sucking up and sticking their nose up the PBC's ass, who basically kiss their ass, and basically the PBC don't give a rat's ass about them. And then when they try to apply for fights, they get denied. So, I'm just keeping it 100. At the end of the day, I'm going to say what needs to be said. And like I said, I don't give a damn about nobody having an issue with what I say. Okay, so I'm going to make a comparison. And this is just real talk. Okay, so Terrence Crawford's last fight was November the 20th, right? November 21st, 2021, right? Okay. Errol Spence's last fight was April, this past April. Okay. Even if they get this fight finalized and set for November the 19th, that'll be a full year pretty much since Terrence Crawford last been in the ring. So that kind of makes me also wonder and be suspicious of if they're trying to age Terrence Crawford out. Also, Terrence Crawford will be 35 by the time that fight happens. Errol Spence is still 32. Errol Spence's birthday isn't until March. So Errol Spence still has a little bit of youth on his side, and he's been in the ring a lot shorter time than Terrence Crawford. So this is why some people believe that they trying to age Terrence Crawford out. Once again, November the 19th. His last fight was November the 20th. Pretty much a year. While Errol Spence will have had 7 months since his last fight. Short, you know what I'm saying? Shorter layoff. Now, let me bring some facts to y'all. Okay. That's why I'm kind of like suspicious about the whole negotiation, that it's just moving way too slow. Okay, Floyd Manny Pacquiao, May of 2015. Floyd's last fight was, I think, September 2014 versus Marcos Maidana, in which Floyd, of course, won the fight. Manny Pacquiao's last fight before the Floyd Mayweather fight was November versus Chris Algieri. So Floyd had 9 months in between fights, and Manny Pacquiao had around 7. So you have Errol Spence, who has 7 months, and then you have Terrence Crawford, who would have had a year in between fights. Like I said before, they could have started negotiations right after Terrence Crawford announced that he was leaving Top Rank. They could have started negotiations. They could have had a fight finalized as soon as Errol Spence defeated Ugas. But you get these dummies that'll try to push a narrative, and these kiss asses that'll try to push a narrative that Terrence Crawford is the one holding up the fight, when in actuality it's the PBC. See, I came with some facts, and I came with some I came with some receipts, and I came with some dates. See, this is what a lot of these dudes won't bring up, because see, I thought about this long and hard, and tell me that I'm lying. The calendar don't lie. Just like they say numbers don't lie, well, the calendar don't lie. The calendar ain't lying. If this fight, in fact, happens November the 19th, it will be a year since Terrence Crawford been in the ring. And depending, and if you want to go, I mean, I'm serious. It'll be a full-fledged year, pretty much, since Terrence Crawford would have last fought. Y'all don't find nothing strange about that? You could have started negotiating, had this fight done, negotiated, ready to go by September. You could have had a September date, had an October date. But you further pushing this fight along because you hoping that Terrence Crawford may be aged out. He may get aged overnight. See, that's what those Errol Spence nut huggers ain't gonna, they ain't gonna present to you. That's what the PBC apologists ain't gonna present to you. It favors Errol Spence the longer they push this fight out. It favors the PBC the longer they push this fight out. So I'm just keeping it a buck. I'm sorry that the truth hurts. Okay, so let me get to this so-called, and I'm not saying whoever the dude is that reported this is a lie, because they've been throwing all kind of shit out there. So they basically offered Terrence Crawford a 3-fight, $14 million deal. They saying maybe you've been hearing that Terrence Crawford been guaranteed somewhere between between $5 and $9 million for Errol Spence. So how much is Errol Spence getting? And then they're saying they don't want to go no higher than 15 guaranteed for 3 fights. Didn't they offer Canelo Alvarez $100 million for like 3 fights? Didn't Canelo Alvarez get like $40 million to fight Caleb Plant? And I mean, what? I've been trying to tell y'all, man. Y'all just don't want to hear the truth. Y'all don't want to hear the truth. I'm gonna have to take my ass to the car wash, but that's okay. People just don't want to hear the truth. I wonder what these dudes gonna say now. Since I done came with the numbers, since I done came with the calendar, I wonder what excuse, I wonder what cap they gonna come up with next. And like I said, they running out of excuses. They've been real quiet because they can't find nothing to hang on Terrence Crawford. Like I said, if this fight don't happen, this is all on the PBC. That's a low ball offer, $14 million for 3 fights. That's pretty much what Terrence Crawford made his last 3 fights with Top Rank. So what the fuck is the difference? Sure ain't a big difference crossing the street, is it? Like I said before, see, nobody wants to talk about that. Everybody wanted, and that's what I mean. These dudes want to talk that fake pro-black shit. So what the fuck is the difference? $14 million is a lowball offer for 3 fights. They gave Manny Pacquiao way more than that. And we all know Manny Pacquiao was past his prime. Manny Pacquiao got way more than that with his 3 fights for the PBC. Just goes to show you, they'll pay anybody but the brother. I think Manny Pacquiao got didn't Manny Pacquiao get like 14 million? How much did Manny Pacquiao get for Keith Thurman? Didn't Manny Pacquiao get like almost 20? Somebody look and see how much Manny Pacquiao got, because I can't. I could have sworn Manny Pacquiao got a pretty decent amount of money for Keith Thurman. Yeah, that's what I thought. This is why a lot of these dudes don't like me. See, I hit people with truth. Manny Pacquiao got way more than 14 million for 3 fights, but then they only want to give Terrence Crawford 14 million for 3 fights. This just goes to show you, like I said, what I've been saying about the PBC don't value black fighters. And I don't want to hear Manny Pacquiao was a legend. Manny Pacquiao had got drilled by Floyd Mayweather. And then he came and then he fought Tim Bradley in a fight that nobody cared about. And then he fought Lucas Matisse. He retired Lucas Matisse, who had 1 foot into retirement anyway. I mean, can we keep it a buck, ladies and gentlemen? See, ain't none of these dudes gonna put that information out. Yeah, I know they going that damn town business. Why won't he comply? Why won't he follow the script? Why won't he I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not. I'm not. So you want it, so like I said, Manny Pacquiao got way more for, man, come on, man. Who y'all think y'all talking to? Who y'all think y'all talking to, man? Manny Pacquiao got way more for 3 fights than Terrence Crawford. I think Manny Pacquiao got way more. So you only want to offer Terrence Crawford 14 million for 3 fights? That's a slap in the face. That's a slap in the face. Excuse after excuse after excuse. Manny Pacquiao wasn't the #1 pound-for-pound fighter. Manny Pacquiao wasn't selling pay-per-views like he was when he got the PBC deal. And Manny Pacquiao didn't do the pay-per-view numbers. Manny Pacquiao wasn't touching 1 million pay-per-views. So I don't want to hear that. Oh, that's because Manny Pacquiao once was a pay-per-view star. Manny Pacquiao pay-per-view numbers dwindled after the Floyd Mayweather loss. And it was a question mark about how many pay-per-views Manny Pacquiao was doing. Oh, what up, CB, man? Just exposing these people once again. I'll stay exposing these people. Hey, man, listen, bro. Hey, listen, man. If you want to cape and want to feel bad, I mean, if you don't want to accept the truth, you go somewhere else, bro. I ain't trying to hear that. What about this? What about that? Look, $14 million for 3 fights for the #1 pound for pound fighter is insulting. But like I said, you gave the Mexican $40 million. You gave Caleb Plant, and Caleb Plant, who was the B-side, got $10 million. You're talking about a total purse of $50 million for Canelo versus Caleb Plant, and Canelo took y'all belts and ran back to the zone. Man, get out of here with that crap, bro. Go take that somewhere else, bro. You know what channel you can go to if you want to hear that BS. This is a real boxing channel right here that's spitting out facts. Manny Pacquiao was not doing the pay-per-view numbers he was doing after Floyd Mayweather. He went from like 4 million to like possibly 400,000. They never did really come with the real pay-per-view numbers Manny Pacquiao was doing after post Floyd Mayweather. So stop it. You saying that he guaranteed possibly 9 million for Errol Spence? Maybe. You hearing between 5 and 9. So basically you paying Terrence Crawford B-side money. Like I said before, man, don't even try it here, man. You can go somewhere else with that BS. Oh, man, what about, like I said before, Manny Pacquiao got way more money for, man, Manny Pacquiao, I think Manny Pacquiao got like 10 or 12 million for Adrian Broner. I'm just keeping it a buck, man. I'm sorry y'all can't handle the truth. I'm sorry that y'all, I'm just telling the truth. I'm presenting facts. So they not trying to pay Terrence Crawford, and they trying to also age Terrence Crawford out. Once again, if this fight happens November the 19th, it will be a full year since Terrence Crawford last been in the ring. They trying to age the dude out. Like I said before, man, it shouldn't have took this long to get this fight finalized. Like, who the hell y'all talking to? I know where y'all be getting this BS from. But like I said, if you want to hear that BS, you want to hear that cap and stuff, go take y'all asses to those channels. Real talk. Y'all getting this work. Nobody can dispute what I'm saying. I came with facts. I came with receipts. I came with numbers. I came with calendars. You can't dispute what I'm saying. Y'all don't get mad because y'all getting this work. I've been real about this crap, but now, like I said, the gloves is off now. That $14 million for 3 fights is insulting. It's insulting, and if I was Terrence Crawford, I would tell them to go to hell. I can see if you offered Terrence Crawford 3 fights, $30 million. But you offering him for, like I said, you pretty much, man, come on, man. I mean, man, can we stop the cap? I mean, like, for real. Can we stop the capping? I'm sorry that y'all bothered by this info, man. I'm sorry that y'all bothered by this truth, because you go on these channels that cater to y'all and pamper to y'all. I'm sorry that y'all getting this work, man. Nobody can't dispute, like I said before. And that's what I mean by these fake ass so-called pro-black channels. So you'll pay the Filipino more. You'll pay the Mexican more, but you trying to lowball the brother. I mean, it is what it is. You ain't trying to make this fight. You ain't trying to beat me. You ain't trying. Look, it don't matter about sponsorships. And then, like I keep saying, once again, this proves what I've been saying, that the PBC got inflated pay-per-view numbers. they don't want certain fights. It's funny that the PBC, it's funny that the PBC got Fox to take Deontay Wilder. Now, it appears that if Deontay Wilder comes back, he fighting on Fox. So that means what I've been saying, that Deontay Wilder must do solid numbers on Fox. Because it also proves that what I've been saying. If Spence was doing the pay-per-view numbers they were saying he was doing, like I said, Fox would have scooped up that fight. They would have scooped up that fight with Ugas in a heartbeat. But they let Showtime outbid him. But they already saying if Wilder comes back, he going to Fox. Unless Showtime outbid him. So y'all got to understand something. The math is not adding up. It's not making any kind of sense. It's not making dollars, or it's making sense. Speak what? Like I said, man, fuck being a fanboy. I'm a boxing fan. I ain't no fucking fanboy. So like I said, if you want to hear that BS, y'all know what channels y'all go to. 14 million for 3 fights is an insulting offer. And that's the only way you can put it. Don't get mad at me. Don't get mad at me. So now y'all got solid proof. Y'all got solid proof that the PBC don't value black fighters. I told y'all that they didn't want to do business. Y'all think I'm BSing, man. I told y'all. I already didn't had this conversation with some people behind the scene. I told people that they was gonna do this stuff. I told y'all back in 2018. I told y'all back in 2018 when Terrence Crawford came to Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury won, and they didn't show Terrence Crawford on the Jumbotron, but they showed Triple G, who at the time was still an HBO fighter. I told y'all, man. I told y'all. I told y'all. I told y'all. So let's get this straight. 14 million for 3 fights for Terrence Crawford. Oh shit. So let's get this straight. 14, but Canelo got 40 million. And you have to kind of ask the question, did they even turn a profit? Because they never really said how many pay-per-views Canelo did. And then they offered him an additional 100 million for 3 more fights. But they trying to give Terrence Crawford 14 million for 3 fights. There you have it. There you have it. Like I said, I'm sorry these other niggas on here ain't gonna like call the PBC out on they bullshit, but I am. There you have it. There you have it. And I promise you ain't none of these media outlets gonna speak the truth. They're gonna try to talk around it like what they always do. Make excuses. This why I don't get, hey, now y'all see why they don't bring me on these media outlets. This is why they don't ask me to come on. This is why people don't ask me to come on their channels. This is why, now you see why they don't ask me to come on their channels. Because I spit truth. Because I tell the truth. Y'all can look all this stuff up. So like I said, if in fact the PBC offered Terrence Crawford 14 million for 3 fights, that's clearly a lowball offer. That's